Okay, so here we are going to talk about the advantages. Okay, advantages of audit. What is so special in audit? Audit or the main reliance, what is the major advantage of the audit? First of all, we'll distinguish the advantages of audit into two. Number one, first when chief utility. What do you mean by chief utility or chief utility? It is a primary advantage. What is the primary advantage? Once you come to know that this financial statement is audited, you can easily place your trust or reliance on that, right? So that is why always advantages of an audit has to be divided into two. Number one is the primary utility or chief utility. Chief utility being you can place your reliance on the financial statements. It is reliable, it is trustworthy, it is creditworthy. Okay, it is trustworthy. You can place your trust on it. That is the first and foremost advantage of the what? Of the audit. Okay, number two, other utilities. Apart from getting a reliable financial information, what are the other utilities you get from the auditing of the financial statements? What are the other utilities? Total you have 9 utilities. Okay, 9 utilities you have. I will first tell you. We will first utility first utility, that is other utilities. Number one, those people who have invested in the business or those who have invested in the company 3,000 rupees கொடுத்து share வாங்கிருப்பாங்க. He is a shareholder, but he cannot take decisions for the company. Okay, so management is different and the shareholder is different. Okay, for those shareholders, if the financial statements are audited, then definitely they'll be having a very peaceful sleep, meaning thereby, okay, the financial statements are audited by the auditor, so I don't have to worry at all. The management is doing doing a wonderful job. They can peacefully sleep. So that is first one. The other utilities, those people who are not directly associated with that of the management, their financial interest will be protected by whom? It will be protected by the audit. Audit panna avangala nimmadhiya vechikalam. Rendavathu, there are employees irukangala. These employees, if they come to know that audit will be done every year, year on year, year after year, every year, audit will be done அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது they will follow their protocol in a very, very, very diligent manner, due manner, decorum manner. Else what they'll do, if there is CCTV, people will behave themselves. If there's no CCTV, people will be like, okay, what if I take, nobody's going to watch? No, I can easily escape. That kind of, you should not give a tempting situation for the employees who work for you. Okay, so there should always be a factor of audit. Whenever audit is to be carried out, always the employees will be having a high morality standard. And that is why second one, employees has a high morality standard. Number 3, it comes to the management. First of all, one of the advantages of this audit is that it helps the management. How it helps? There is an internal control system. I have told you what is internal control system. The person who is purchasing the product should not confirm the entry of the product. Entry of the product should be confirmed by the security and the person who is purchasing should be from the purchase department. If these two work are given to the one person, what he will do? He will order for 40 cans, he will take 10 cans for his house, 30 cans for the premises, and he will sign the confirmation of entry, meaning thereby he will sign that 40 cans have entered. What will happen? Obviously, it is a loss to the management. So, internal control system should be designed in such a fashion there should not be any weakness in the internal control system whereby the work is given to one person. It is a weakness in the internal control system. Okay, so the internal control system like a weakness and inadequacies. Sometimes what will happen, I will be appointed as a purchase department head, and the person who is confirming the entry of the product, he will be my brother. Even though work has been divided between 2 persons, these 2 persons are closely related. As a result, this acts as an inadequacy in the internal control system. So, when there is auditor, the auditor reviews the existence of internal control system, whether internal control system irukka illaya. If it is present, existence of internal control is there, whether it is operating efficiently or not, this will be checked by auditor and he will give a report of weakness and inadequacy. Weakness irka, inadequacy irka, the auditor will report it to you, man. Once he reports it, obvious what the company can do, all the wastages, losses that the company is incurring can be brought to the notice of management. So there are 2 advantages for management. Number 1, auditor reviews the internal control system, the existence and the operating efficiency of the internal control system, and they will give a report on the weaknesses and inadequacies. Using the weaknesses and inadequacies, definitely what you will do now, you will be able to detect the what? Losses. Okay, you will be able to detect the losses and wastages. These are the two advantages using which management is enjoying a benefit. And sometimes what happens is that when audit is happening, auditor will definitely check whether the underlying source documents, underlying accounting records, okay, and the evidences, supporting documents, and all the accounting records are properly maintained by the accounts department or not. This acts as a check on the management itself, whether management is doing its work or not in check பண்ற மாதிரியான ஒரு விஷயம். So totally, so far நம்ம என்னெல்லாம் படிச்சிருக்கோம்னா, number one, we've studied about the how do you call, we've studied about the advantages அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது the first advantage, okay, 1 2 3 4, I think we've finished 4 இல்லையா. So you really have to understand the other advantages அப்படின்னு வரும்போது employee morality of the employee is maintained. Morality of the employee is maintained because audit will happen அப்படிங்கிறதுனால அது இன்னொன்று people, stakeholders who are not directly involved with the management, okay, their financial interest is maintained. So first column என்னது stakeholder, second keyword என்னது employee, third keyword management. Managementல நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம்னா ரெண்டா பிரிக்கிறோம். ஒன்று என்ன அப்படின்னா மேனேஜ்மெண்ட்டை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் whether the books of accounts is properly maintained or not by the management, it is a check on management. And there are two advantages for the management. Another, weaknesses and inadequacies in the internal control system, whether its existence and operating efficiency is proper or not. And then by using that, you can easily count the wastages and losses. 5 advantages we have finished, 5 other advantages we have finished. Okay, and then you have a government. Obviously, every company will be operating in a particular political setup. In that, there will be government. The government might give you sanctions, might give you loans, might give you grant, might give you subsidy, might ask you to present your financial statements for checkup. When government is involved, it will definitely prefer that your financial statements are audited. So if you audit your financial statements, it will come in handy for you when you're dealing with the government. For some loan, grant, license, or anything that you deal with the government, audited financial statement always helps you. So what are the 4 headings now? Stakeholders, employees, management, government. Now what if your company is a partnership firm and this for example, your establishment is a partnership firm and there is a retirement of the partner or death of a partner or admission of a new partner. Whenever this happens, the financial information, okay, the reliability of financial information is enhanced when it is audited. Correct. So audited financial statements will come in as a very useful significant factor when your partnership firm has any dissolution or any admission, death of a partner. It will become very, very, very useful. What if your management is a company? What if your establishment is a company? Then you can have some trade dispute settlement or insurance claim, theft insurance or fire insurance claims, or you go for the bank for approaching for a loan, okay, so you can negotiate a loan. Or if you're selling your entire company to some other company for amalgamation, what is the value of your company? How do you find it? If your financial information or financial statement is audited, then finding the total purchase consideration becomes very, 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 very easier. So negotiating for a loan or purchase consideration or insurance claims or trade dispute settlement, everything becomes easier, okay, when you're a corporate and when your entire financial statements are audited. Okay, so I'll show you how you should prepare this for. I'll show you. This is the notes, you can look here. Advantages of audit of financial statement. Advantages of audit of financial statement. Chief utility, I've told you, main utility is the reliability of financial statement. Other than that, you have 9 points. Okay, all the 9 points we have discussed. Please read it. Number 1, safeguarding the interest. This is for stakeholders. Moral check on employees. That is number 2. Okay, I'll show you here. Wait, this I've written for you. Number 1, advantages. Advantages, you have to divide that into 2. Number 1, chief utility, other utilities. Chief utility, audited financial statements will definitely increase the reliability of the financial information into multifold or 100-fold, 1,000-fold. So that is why it is a reliable financial information, the chief utility. What are the other utilities? Other utilities you divide into many headings. Number 1, to whom is it useful? Stakeholders. How is it useful? It safeguards the financial interest of the stakeholders. Number 2, Employees பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் it checks as a morality, it acts as a morality enhancer act பண்ணுது. Number 2 employees. Okay, so first one stakeholder. For stakeholder what happens, the financial interest is achieved or safeguarded. Number 2 employees பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் morality is checked, and then you can write the management. For the management you can divide that into 2. Number 1 வந்து என்னன்னா it acts as a check on the management itself, whether books of accounts are properly maintained, underlying source documents are true, okay, and the supporting evidences are true and original illaya, everything can be checked. If it is checked, it acts as a check on the management. And what are the other 2 advantages that acts as a benefit for management அப்படினு கேட்டா இங்க இருக்கு. What is it? Auditor reviews the internal control system or accounting system or systems and procedures. இதெல்லாம் அழகா review பண்ணிட்டு he'll give you a report of weaknesses and inadequacies. And when weaknesses and inadequacies are being told to you, you can easily find out the wastages and losses that you're incurring. So these 2, that is auditor review பண்றாரு, and then you can find out the wastages and losses. These 2 are the benefits of audit to the management. And what if your management is a partnership firm? Automatica, when you're how do you call, when your management is a partnership firm இருந்துச்சுன்னா what happens when there is a death or admission or retirement? Audited financial statements comes in as a handy tool. No, I'm a corporate அப்படின்னு சொன்னா what happens if you're a corporate and if a trade settlement dispute or computation of tax liability or insurance claim and theft, fire or bank loan, you're approaching for the bank loan, so you can easily negotiate the bank loan. And if you're selling your own company, you can easily find the purchase consideration. இதெல்லாத்துக்கும் who is helping you a lot? Audited financial statement is helping you a lot. Last but not the least, you are working inside the environment. In that environment, one of the main element is the government. When government wants to give you some license or port or some authority to you, or they want to give you some grant, some loan, see, they really want to assess you அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது, if your financial statements are already audited, it acts as a reliability enhancer for you. So how do you write it now? In your exam, you have to write advantages. Divide that into 2. Chief utility. Chief means main utility is that reliability of financial information or financial statement. This is chief utility. And you have to write other utilities. Other utilities, there are 9 points for other utilities. Okay, and you have to divide that into headings for the easier remembrance. You have to have stakeholders. Stakeholders, the financial interest of the stakeholders are safeguarded by whom? By audit of financial statements. And then employee or morality is checked. Okay, and then you have management. In fact, management can be divided into 4. What if your management is a partnership firm, or what if your management is a corporate firm, or what if you have to check on the management, and what are the benefits to the management in general? Here, check on the management, whether books of accounts are properly maintained by the management or not. Okay, and what are the other benefits? Here, internal control system and the existence and operating efficiency of the internal control system is reviewed by the auditor, and he gives a report of weaknesses and inadequacy. Using this, you can easily find out the wastages and losses. These are the 2 benefits for the management in general. If it is partnership, admission, retirement, death, dissolution, everything can be taken forward with a very hassle-free process if your financial statements are audited. If you have a corporate type of management, or if you have a corporate existence, trade settlement, trade dispute settlement, or loan negotiation, okay, or insurance claims, trade disputes, insurance claims, and all the other how do you call, you can call that as purchase consideration determination. Everything can be done. And finally you have what? Government. When government wants to give you some trade license or loan or some subsidy, everything, they will definitely require your financial statements to be audited. So it is better if you keep it audited beforehand. So what are the 4 subheadings you have? Stakeholder, employee, management. Management is again subdivided into 4 deviations, and you have government. இதெல்லாம் முடிச்சிட்டீங்கன்னா நமக்கு என்ன ஆயிடும்? You will easily find out. Okay, you can easily finish your advantages of audit. Okay, so what is advantages of audit? Advantages of audit says that you have two different advantages, chief and the other. Chief has only one, that's reliable financial information, and you have other utilities which can be divided into 4 subheadings. Number 1 stakeholder, number 2 employees, number 3 management into again 4. Number 1 check on the management, number 2 benefits for the management in general, number 3 what if it is a corporate, number 4 what if it is a partnership form, and then the 4th subheading is the government. இதெல்லாம் எழுதிட்டு நல்லபடியாக இருங்க, ஓகேவா? அண்ட் தயவு செய்து சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ண மட்டும் மறந்துடாதீங்க. ஓகே, பாய், ஹாவ் அ நைஸ் டே.